Good morning, class. As you can see, I'm not here today, so we're going to continue working with tables. You need to be taking notes on your iPad and doing the activity as we're going along. The sub will be walking around monitoring you. If you are not taking notes or off task, she'll record your name, and you will make this time up after school. I believe this is the problem that we ended with on Friday. So it says the distance covered by a runner during each second of the race was measured. During the 15th second, the runner had covered 2 meters, 3 meters was covered during the 12th second, 4 meters was covered during the 9th second, during the 6th second, 3 meters was covered, during the 3rd second, 2 meters was traveled. So, I believe we went ahead and did this, but I'm going to go ahead and give us about 1 minute to go ahead and record the data. If you've already got the data recorded, please just doodle on the side of your paper. Alright, time. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's look at our results to see if we got them correct. So just for the fun of it, go ahead and give me a drum roll, please. Yes, I'm serious. Give me a drum roll. Live like a rock star? Alright, great. Now here is what your data table should look like. You should have 3-2, 6-3, 9-4, 12-3, 15-2. Remember, you go in order from least to greatest on the independent variable, which is this side. And you have to match them up correctly. If you got that right, stand up, go, oh yeah, and sit down. Alright, now we're going to move on to the goal for today's lesson. Today's lesson is what I expect you to do, is to be able to take a graph, and from the graph be able to plot the data points into a table. So, we're kind of working backwards. Instead of having a data table and making a graph, we're having the graph and we're going to make the data table. So let's look at our first little example here. Okay? It says, now we're going to try something a little different. Construct an ordered table of data showing the points on a graph. Complete the following data table by studying the accompanying graph. The first 2 points on the graph have been recorded. So we take a look right here. Here's that first point. If you're estimating, you'll see this is probably around 45. Again, remember, plus or minus 2 I'm all right with. This next one, again, it looks like it's about halfway between 100 and 150, so 125. So you always write that independent variable first, the x, because remember, you run, then jump. Again, run, then jump. So you went over 45, up 125, so there's your first pair. Now let's take a look at our second point. They say 55, 140. Let's see how they got that. So we have 50 right here, 60. If I was to extend this down, it looks like we're about at 55. So I would agree with that. Now 140. Well, sometimes it helps to just take a line and as straight as possible extend it over. So when I extend that, yeah, I'm pretty close to 150, but I'm not quite there yet. I don't look like I'm really super close. 140, looks like it would be a pretty good estimation. So that's where I'd go on with those points. All right, let's do this next point together, then I'll give you guys some time to do it on your own. So if I would remember, you run, then you jump. So if I was to extend this one down, looks like I'm right about 60. So that's where I would go with my guess here. Remember, we could, as long as plus or minus 2, we're okay. And then we come over here. If I was to extend this over, and again, my line's not the straightest, my best guesstimate would be 150. So remember, run, then jump. All right, I'm going to give you approximately, let's go 2 minutes to finish the rest of these points. Go ahead and go. Remember, when you get done with the points, go ahead and doodle on the side of your piece of paper until we're ready to move on. Please don't be talking to each other. Just be doodling. Be nice and happy. You have approximately 10 more seconds. All right, let's give me a drum roll, please. Let's go with a big one. All right, live like a rock star. All right, let's see if you got your answers right. What you should have here is 6150. See, that's the one we did. 66,200, 70,280, 75,310, 80,350, 90,350. Now remember, they don't have to be exactly the same with this. I say plus or minus 2 to be correct. So if you got these all correct, stand up and go, I rock. All right, good job. Let's take a look and let's look at another one. All right, complete the order table data given below. The first 2 points on the graph have already been recorded. So again, you get to try this one on your own. You have approximately 2 minutes. Go ahead and go. Don't forget, run then jump. In fact, I'm going to cut this down to 1 minute because you only have 3 points to do. Ten seconds. Time. All right, give me a drum roll, please. Live like a rock star. All right, here are your answers. You should have 360, 480, 595. If you got those all correct, stand up, go woo woo, and go ahead and sit down. All right, let's look at, we got to jump to the next page. In fact, before we look at the next one, let's go ahead and take a break. So someone please come up to the smartboard or the sub, it doesn't matter. Please press pause on the video. You'll play silent ball. Remember, it's 2 claps. If you talk, you're out. If you drop it, you're out. You have approximately a 5-minute break, and then we'll move on. Welcome back from your time playing silent ball. I hope you enjoyed your break. Okay, now we're on to the last part of our lesson for today. This is before you guys were given they gave you the independent and dependent variable. You just had to plot the points. You called it great, and you moved on. That's what we did in our last 2 examples. Our last part of being able to create a data table from a graph is now you're going to be giving a blank data table. You're going to have to fill in everything. The X and the Y, titles. You're going to have to plot all the points. So let's take a look at our last example. So they're giving you the graph. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to label what this independent variable is. You're going to have to label what the dependent variable is. Here's a little hint. The independent variable is always the X. The dependent is always the Y. Once you've got that labeled, these 2 parts right here, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to put all the points in your data table. Remember, you go in order from least to greatest by the x-axis. This is what I expect. This is my goal for you then in the day, so you should be able to do this. So go ahead. I'm going to give you approximately 2 minutes. Go ahead and go. All right, you have 1 minute. 1 minute. Thirty seconds. 30 seconds. Five seconds. 2 seconds. Time. All right, so let's take a look and see how you did. Give me a drum roll, please. Live like a rock star. All right, so let's take a look at it. First, you need to label the length of the hours as your x. That's your x-axis right there. Your y, your dependent variable, is number of eggs. Then your points should go 4 and 150. Remember, plus or minus 2, 8, 300, 12, 600, 16, 450, 22, 25, and finally 24 hours and 100 eggs. So that was the last thing for the lesson. So what I want you to do is take 30 seconds and in your head reflect on today's lesson. Go. All right, time. Table partner 1, summarize today's lesson to table partner 2. I should hear things like, you have to label the x and the y axis on the table. The points, you run then you jump. Estimation, you should be estimating the points within plus or minus 2. You have 20 seconds, go ahead and go. Time. Table partner 2, your turn to summarize. Go ahead and go. Time. All right, well, thank you very much. If there's any class time left, you guys get to just chillax and play on your iPads. Please be quiet and please be respectful. Have a great day. If there's any points of clarification, we will talk about them tomorrow in class. Thanks a lot. Have any questions, send me an email.